What is up, YouTube? It's Mekabre back with yet another Destiny 2 video, and we got a lot to talk about today. I'm gonna make it as short and simple as I possibly can. I promise I don't want to waste your time, okay? And I'm kind of making this video on an off day, okay? I'm kind of supposed to be relaxing right now, supposed to be doing some homework stuff. I think I'm going home for the weekend. Overall, I really was not planning on doing a whole lot, but then boom, the TWAB this week was actually pretty insane, and we need to talk about it. Also, complete side note, thank goodness the TWAB was good because I don't know exactly what my video was going to be this Saturday and still had yet to figure it out. So, I hope you guys enjoy, and with that, let's hop straight into today's video. Alright, so the TWAB, for those of you who do not know, is this week at Bungie and drops every Thursday. Now, here's the deal this one dropped early on Thursday, earlier in the day, but oh my goodness, there's just so much to cover. So let's just jump straight into it. I'm going to read some of it. I might have screenshots on this video, might not. Depends on how busy I am and whether or not I feel like doing that. But, whew, I mean, let's just go. Let's just go. All right. State of Destiny 2021, The Road to Witch Queen. Okay. With this, pretty much there's one thing and one thing you really need to know about, okay? The 2021 release of Witch Queen is no longer a thing. It's going to be 2022. They talked about earlier in the year, so probably a year, your February, March, April, somewhere in that time frame, maybe January, I don't know. But it is getting pushed back, and it may possibly be pushed back even further. They talked about Lightfall, and we're probably going to just change this general release date to an early in the year release, which, let me just pause for a second, I think is a fantastic idea on Bungie's part. Having always released, for me at least, having always released right when I'm going back to school is just the worst. It's like, I want to grind this game out, but I'm unable to because now I have schoolwork I have to do, sports are starting up, my life just gets busy and it gets busy fast. But having it earlier in the year allows me to be like, hey, I've already been doing school. School might actually be winding down at this point. Plenty of opportunities for me to sit down and grind this game, which makes me really excited. Additionally, I think it's just overall a better time of the year to drop the game because when do all these huge games drop? I mean, you have Call of Duty games that usually come out in what, November or sometimes October, and we're almost competing with them in a sense, Destiny 2 is. But by moving it to earlier in the year, you have some smaller games that are trying to make a name for themselves by being released. It's usually a quieter time of the year. So if we move it to then, maybe we'll see a little more play. Overall, people might actually be more excited to play the game in the first place. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. And just overall exciting news that it's releasing when it's planning on being released. I mean, obviously, after it's been pushed back, but it is also sad news that it's being pushed back. They also do say that past Lightfall, which is the third of this, like, trio of expansions that is coming out, that there will be more expansions. So don't worry. Destiny 2 is not just going to despawn, it's not going to stop, it's going to keep going. Um, let's see, what do we have next? Okay, so the next huge piece of news, I guess, we'll skip a couple things here and there, but the next big piece is sunsetting is getting sunset. Okay, and I know every single content creator out there is using this term, but we have to, literally have to. Okay, we don't have a choice here. Sunsetting is no longer going to be a thing. Starting this season, weapons that can reach the max power limit, okay, season 13, will pretty much forever be able to be infused. Okay, this is great because that means weapons such as Mountaintop and Recluse, that once upon a time were the only weapons people used, are no longer. I mean, you can still use them, but you can't re-infuse them. They're not coming back. All the weapons that are currently not sunset will continue to not be sunset. Doesn't mean weapons like Mountaintop won't be reissued at some point down the road. Who knows? But we'll find out later on. But really, really kind of liked the fact that they took it away, I'm still iffy on it because overall, I truly liked sunsetting. I think it opened this door to people using new weapons. You know, it was constantly this fight of, hey, I need a weapon in this spot for PvP or for Gambit or for strikes, whatever it may be. And you had to look around, and it actually made people test out new weapons. I think this season alone, every time we see a new weapon come out, we have made that weapon the meta in one way or another. I mean, just a fantastic example, and one that's getting used by a lot of people, and will actually lead directly into our next topic here, the bottom dollar. It's the Gambit hand cannon, okay? It's a 120, it sits in your energy slot, and oh my goodness, it can roll with some amazing, amazing perks. Matter of fact, I have Killing Wind, High Impact, and I love it. I mean, I can possibly two-tap some low resilience Guardians, but man, it's just so, so crispy. And that gun, once it was discovered, I mean, it took off and fast. And obviously, it's partially because the meta is 120s right now. But there's a lot of people that still use their steady hands. Heck, I mean, it's just this season alone has been a season where a new weapon's found, and that new weapon is usable. And all over, pardon me, all over the place. Matter of fact, I mean, it's not just one and done. You can see it in several different areas. And I just find that really, really cool. The bottom dollar is just a great, great example. However, before we move on to the next topic, tied to bottom dollar, we have to recognize that they are looking at tuning some things because you can't have a game without sunsetting that's going to be balanced 100% of the time. So, two things that they specifically call out are Fellwinters and Warmind cells. Keep this in mind. Fellwinters will still be in the game. Fantastic news, right? Every shotgunner on there out there is like, thank goodness this is the only shotgun that ever works. But be on the lookout for a possible nerf in the future. I don't know exactly how they're going to do this, but it will be coming. Now, here's the other thing that I'm talking about, and this, like I said, is tied directly with the bottom dollar. Ritual, or no, no, what is it called? Ritual activity weapons. They have a name for them. I can't think of the name, but we have activity weapons. So there's two in Vanguards, Vanguard strikes. There's two in Gambit activities, and then there's two in Crucible that are brand new for this season. And they talk about how the drop rates are really, really low. So they are going to bump those up. So it's enough that you have to grind for them to get that God roll, possibly. You know, it's still RNG, but it's not just going to give you the God roll, and it's not going to ensure that every 3 Gambit matches you get at least one. No, it's still going to be harder to get. It's just going to be made easier than what it is right now. And for those of you who do not know, it is very, very low drop rate. So that'll be kind of cool. Another thing they talk about is the power cap. Each season, it's been going up approximately by 50 light. Well, this is actually going to change to 10. Yes, that's right. If you are at max power without artifact, you are at whatever this season. What it'll be 1310. If you are at 1310 by the end of this season, next season you can only go up 10, and it's all pinnacle at that point. Your power pursuit, powerful engrams, all those, they're not going to matter. They're not going to help you at all. It's literally only going to be pinnacles. Well, this is really cool because it makes people going. It's going to allow people to be max light really, really fast. But it's also kind of a balance in a sense for activities such as Trials and Iron Banner,